Good morning, everybody. Today we're tasked with the challenge of repairing the power to our detached garage. And so what happened was we had power going overhead. It was just dangling, and it got hooked with a pick or a type of axe when some arborvitae was being removed. So we had some arborvitae that was going along here and going over by the house, and there was power that was dangling through that arborvitae over to this section here, and it was just dangling from the wires itself. Well, that's not right. That's not by code. Looks like garbage, and I want to do it right. So what I'm tasked with is bringing in power, and I want to do underground power. I don't like all these lines going overhead. So I got to cut up the concrete right here, run conduit underneath, and I'm gonna come up and come into the side of the garage to just for a couple outlets that are in the garage. Might seem like a lot of work for a couple outlets, but you know, it's nice to have outlets in the garage, and it's nice to be able to plug in refrigerators, that sort of thing, and that sort. And as well as there's no outlets on the outside of the house, so I want to put an outlet right here underneath the box. So I got my exterior box right here, and so I'm going to run straight down, put an exterior box, go down to the bottom, run along the concrete here back to this trench that I'm about to cut in right here. So that's the plan, is running power underground from the electrical panel to the garage. So this is what the old power looked like on the house side. It's just dangling there from wires, and that's not right. So I want to get rid of that. That'll just go away, and then run straight into the power. I'm going to use a 20 amp breaker. I think currently there's a 15 amp breaker. For exterior I need to have 20 amp. So I'll have to do some repair up there on top and fix that. But I just want to give you an idea of what's going on. Ideally is this fence is going to go away, and I would love if I can talk my project manager, my wife, into cutting the concrete a little further, making this jagged and straight, and repouring this. Those 2 volts right there for ash for an old fireplace. I would love to get rid of those. Just to me, they're an eyesore, trip hazard, that sort of thing. My wife wants to keep them for some ungodly known reason, but that's what she wants. She tends to get what she wants at times, so we'll see. But I don't like all the jagged, broken up pieces, so I might just do and beg for forgiveness later. So we'll see about that. But the main part of this video is running power underground through conduit and that sort of thing. So here we go, let's get started. So before I get started, I wanted to kind of go over my saw that I'm going to be using. It's a Hilti demo saw, cutoff saw, a chop saw for concrete. I mean, there's a few different names for it, but it's a water-fed saw. That's important. Concrete, it's got silica dust, causes silicosis, which is a disease that you can develop in your lungs and can ultimately kill you. So make sure you're not breathing in that concrete dust. So I'm going to use water with that, lots of water, so there's no dust. Got my hearing protection, got my eye protection. Okay, so make sure you're protecting yourself. I got boots on, so I'm not smashing my toes. I do have shorts on, but it's gonna be warm today, so I'm doing it myself, so no pants today. But that would be, I should probably have that as well, but not going to. And that sort of thing. So make sure you take care of yourself, taking care of your surroundings So as I'm cutting, all the cut off, the slurry and that sort of thing is going to be coming back into the trench area, and instead of up against the house and that sort of thing. So and that sort of thing. So just give you an idea, make sure you protect yourself from silicosis and keep the dust down and that sort of thing. But it is going to be loud, so here we go. Well, I made an executive decision. I'm going to cut this little section of concrete here out. This has a like a 1-inch step to it, kind of a little trip hazard. Plus, it looks like garbage, and I want to clean it up so there's not all these lines and that sort of thing. So I'm going to demo out this section of concrete right here, and I'll re-pour that. So that'll be a kind of another video to come. But get rid of those fire chiefs, or those ash pits. Imagine I could probably get something for those lids, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. So it's going to be some more demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right along where my level's at, and I'm going to make a series of cuts going sideways so I can break all that pieces out. And I might leave that section there so it's easier to pour, but those do need to go away, those posts. Eventually it'll be a gate further up and that sort of thing. So it's kind of amazing how a little bit of tearing something down on accident, such as that power, leads to so much more work, but that's just part of it. I could have run a post up, another post up, and had power going overhead and that sort of thing, but it have looked jimmy rigged. It just wouldn't look right. So at least this way it's done right, it's underground, it's out of the way, can't get hooked on anything else and that sort of thing. So that's what the plan is. Today is going to be all about demo. So here we go, let's do some more. So this is what a dirty job looks like. Trying to chip out the concrete and with the pick, and I jammed it in there, just like big old glob right on my face. So gotta get this cleaned up. I'm gonna probably go ahead and start working on trying to get those out, and those will get filled in with, whoop, there you go, now you can see. get those filled up with gravel, so I can fill them on up with concrete, and then pour this whole kind of section in here with concrete eventually. And I might end up going ahead and pouring all that with concrete. So that's the plan. Concrete work and demo. Well, got most of it cut. And when I decided to go ahead and get rid of those, despite the project manager. And so I started chipping at that. I'm gonna get my grinder. I'm gonna cut the metal down low and then remove it and leave the metal there, but I'm just gonna cut it down like 6 inches or 4 inches or so. Get that out of the way, chip the concrete, and then I'm ready to get back to some electrical underground. So dig a little trench, going like that. There's the conduit, schedule 40 PVC, and get going on that. So let's finish the demo. And that's a wrap for this phase of the project. This was the demo to make room for underground electrical. So I hope you enjoyed this portion of the video of demoing concrete and how it's done.